Hi there, Robin here from Expert On. Today we're going to be talking about this right here, which is called the PDMIKT100 from Pyle. Now normally I would have this all unpacked for you today and we just get right into it, but unboxing this is kind of half of what's going on when you first bring it home, because it's not just a condenser microphone, it's a condenser microphone with all the accessories included. So we're going to be talking about this condenser microphone. We're also going to try it against, well, what I'm wearing right now, which is a lapel microphone. And we're going to go against a dynamic microphone using an audio interface. USB or audio interface. Those are going to be the questions today, and that's what the video is about. So let's start by taking it out of the box. So here we are. Now, I have to say I don't do a lot of unboxing. And the reason why is because, well, you know, once you unbox it, that's pretty much it. It's done. But in this case, it's very important. One, it's a very nice box, I must say. You're going to take it out, that's what you're going to get. It's a little briefcase with everything in it. And the box, of course, gives you all the details and descriptions. But at the end of the day, you're probably going to throw this in the garbage. So let's put that on the floor. Here we are. This is what we're talking about. Condenser microphone, USB, all included, everything you need with a couple of upgrades, all part of the package. Important to note, there are more stuff underneath, which is why they're showing you that right there. So what's in the box? We get our condenser microphone, which, by the way, feels pretty solid. It's got some good mass to it, which is kind of important with these things. It's built really well. You'll probably enjoy using that very much. As a USB condenser microphone, there's lots of options. And in this price point, this is probably one of the better ones, I would say, definitely, for the price point. Who's going to use this microphone? This mic is going to get used. I'm going to leave that in there. It's a sponge for it. Who's going to use this? That's a good question. The person who's going to want to use this, for somebody using it for live applications. So maybe you're using it for Facebook Live, YouTube Live, maybe you're using it for Zoom or Skype or anything like that, where you're really going to do live, or you're planning on not doing a lot of editing. So yes, you can take this. It doesn't come with a software package, which kind of adds to the affordability, but I use Audacity. Everybody uses Audacity. I mean, it's not a big problem with using that software. It's really good software and it's really easy to use. And if you get stuck, there's like a million YouTube videos on there to show you what to do and how to get it right. So this is the shock mount. That's the noise isolation ring. Basically, it's the rubber bands that go around and stop any transfer of banging or vibrations here getting into that. That's, you know, nice. That's also included. The sponge, take away a little bit of hissing and that sort of thing. And when we lift this up, we're going to find in here, we've got the metal rod, which is going to be part of our base. We've gotten to the bottom half, which has, well, some paperwork in it and all the little things. It's also going to have our pop filter in it, which is kind of cool that you get that too included in the package, and our cast iron base for our system. That's everything that comes in here. And you, of course, you can always pack it back up in here if you want, whenever you want. It also comes with a 1-year warranty, depending on the country you're in. So that's Canada or US, plus wherever else they sell it. You just want to double check those things. And we'll close that back up. And there you go, that's a little briefcase. So we are going to put this together now. And cast iron base, actually it's a metal base. I thought it was cast iron. Nope, it's a steel base, which is good because that means this isn't going to wear out or crack over time. A fixed rod here. So we screw in all the way. There we go. We're going to attach on top of that noise isolation. Now you can, of course, get different arms for this afterwards. Maybe you want a scissor arm or anything else like that, and you can add that on. These things are all super simple to put together. No rocket science involved here, that's for sure. We're going to spin that all the way down, just like that. We're going to swing that 90 degrees, just like that. Very important with the pinch arms on the side here, we're going to want to make sure we squeeze this good enough so this way we can drop this mic into it. Now I'm going to point this mic forward first, so I'm going to go all the way, give it a good squeeze. I want the mic to drop in about to there, just long enough to come out the bottom. And then we'll be able to plug the USB cable in. So now we're going to actually listen to it. If you want to put the pop filter on, which, well, why not? Let's do it, right? Let's go all the way. Let's loosen this up. So this takes away any hissing or popping sound, and it gives you good depth of perception when it comes to sound. You bring this, you can put that right up in the front, just like that. I mean, that's up to you. I don't know if you can see it on the side there, but you bring that right up front, and it helps you. I mean, if you're going to be using it for singing, which isn't primarily what I would use it for, I'm going to do always what I'm doing now, which is talk. So this is really just to take off that harshness so you don't get that crunching sound or that popping sound from your voice over the microphone. So some people do like using it. Doesn't hurt. Of course, you can have it right there. It's going to do the job. It'll work out just fine. But for most people, having the sponge just covering this guy is going to be good enough most of the time. Now remember, a condenser microphone, regardless how good it is really going to be defined by how you set it up on your computer in this case, because it's a USB. And remember, it is going to be super sensitive to the environment around it. So you want an incredibly quiet space, or you're going to pick up a lot of background noise. Now you can filter some of that out with your software, but I mean, you might want to change what kind of microphone you're using if it's a problem all the time. So there you go. Let's switch over to this microphone now.
So let's take a moment here first and plug the actual microphone we are talking on right now. I have it set at 50% on the gain level when it comes to the Audacity software. And remember, it's hooked up directly via USB. There was no special software required to make this operate, and it did work the first time. Just remember, if you're plugging it in, computer on, yes, software, you definitely want to have that off. Plug the mic in, make sure it does its job. It will come up as a Pyle microphone, which is really good. It's going to say Pyle in brackets USB microphone. That will be this guy here. So if you're interested in finding out details about the price point of this microphone, you'll find it either on the Amazon link down below, which is how we get sponsored on this, and also on our website. Model number PDMIKT100. So as price point goes and value, absolutely awesome. As performances, you're looking pretty much in the same price points as a lot of other commercial brands, which is really nice. Pyle's done a really good job of putting this particular package together. You're not sacrificing anything when it comes to this model versus other models. You're just going to get more accessories in the box. So again, we've got the gain level set at 50%, which means I'm going to be talking at this particular level. It's a condenser mic, so it will pick up background noise a lot easier than other microphones. But at the same time, you can have the opportunity to have more freedom with this microphone. If you're not in a very noisy environment like I am here, where I have 4 fans that blow off on the ceiling, I've got the air ducts above me, I've got a HVAC system with a huge compressor and a big turbine fan inside of it to cool this whole place down. If you don't have all those things, then you can do stuff like this. We are now running at 75%, which gives me a little more freedom from the actual condenser microphone. I don't have to talk directly into it. I can move around and have some freedom and not worry about position of the mic, because if you're having a conversation with somebody else, you will be distracted and you will forget to talk into the microphone. So being able to turn up the gain louder gives you some freedom and some mobility that you normally wouldn't have if you always had to focus on talking directly into, let's say, a dynamic microphone, which we are going to try after this one. So if you are in a noisy environment, you can turn it down. So we'll do that now from 75% gain, which is what we're running now. I've dialed it back down to 40%, which is about the minimum, because what I'm looking for on the actual software is where the background noise starts to kick in. And right now at 35 to 40%, you start noticing it on the actual software. So I'm going to keep it at that. Now, of course, you can dial it up even more. All that means is at this point here, I would definitely be having to talk closer, more directly onto the microphone, and this way actually guaranteeing the quality and detail of my voice. Now, I can take a pop filter. I can pull this guy off. Put that guy in front. Now, this allows me some freedom in being able to go back and forth, come back to it when I want. Now, notice the sound did change. Once we take this off, it has a different voice characteristics to it, and the pop filter adds a new characteristics to it. We take it off, and that's straight on the microphone. Now, there is something unique about this microphone. It has a blue LED light on it to tell you that it's actually on. Right there, a blue LED. Now, I know some people like to do this and give you the test from the side and then the front and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, it's going to sound the way it sounds. You talk into the microphone this way, you try to avoid sounds coming in from this way. That's just the way it works. Is there a whole bunch more that I can say about it? We could talk about the cardio pattern and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I'll put the specs down below. This is an easy microphone. If you're doing live shoots, like I said before, if you are using it for Facebook, YouTube, if you're using for Zoom, anything where you're just going to be talking and not doing a lot of editing besides clipping out all the parts you do or do not want to have, and then maybe adjusting the gain levels, this is a real good way to get started. You can certainly spend a lot more money, and you could spend a little less. But this is a really good way to start if you want simplicity. If you don't want to buy into an audio interface, if you don't want to have to get a condenser microphones XLR with the cables and all that other stuff, and you want to keep it as simple as possible and as affordable as possible, but still having a good sounding performance microphone, this guy is not a bad way to go. So what we'll do now is we'll actually listen to the Mackie, the Onyx Artist 1.2, and we're going to do that on a Shure PGA 58 microphone, which is more for their live singing, that sort of thing, and compare what a dynamic microphone sounds like on the sound card versus this all-in-one kit. So what I have here now, this is a Shure PGA 58. Yes, I said PGA, not SM, because I thought, let's be reasonable. Let's use a PGA mic. I don't think they get enough airplay, that's for sure. And as you notice, I do speak directly into the microphone. Now, I do that so this way you can hear me clearly. It's a dynamic microphone. So I do have it running through a Mackie Onyx Artist 1.2, which is one of their 2-channel, 1 mic, 1 line input for an instrument or a line, and that's going in here, and then it's going in, and I'm running it on Audacity again. Now, the gain on Audacity and the gain on the actual audio interface is set to max because I'm using a dynamic microphone. I got to be right in. If I was using this for a band or a lead singer or somebody singing in the studio, maybe this is a good way to go. If I had a crowded table, maybe, but I certainly wouldn't want to be videoing this because every time I move away, watch this, I'm going to move back and now I'm a foot away. There goes the audio. The minute you forget that there's a microphone in front of you and that you have to talk into that microphone, it's going to fade away pretty darn fast. So I tend to use a lavalier personally because I'm moving around a lot. But if it's just a talk show, so if you're just basically doing talk over on top of a video, absolutely use a condenser microphone. Find a quiet space, regardless if that's a closet in your house that you have to turn into a sound booth. Do it. There's lots of videos that talk about how to insulate and dampen sound in a room and control the sound around you, and that's a good thing. It gets you away from having this problem, because trust me, as soon as I move away, if I'm just using this for talk, my voice is going to be in and out all the time. That's just a problem of a dynamic microphone. Great for singing into, great for live events, but not your first pick necessarily unless you really, really have to fight a lot of background noise to use this. Now, the reason why there's no background noise isn't because it's a Shure, it's because it's a dynamic microphone. It only creates sound off the energy it picks up on the diaphragm internally in the microphone. There's no help from phantom power, which is what you get on a condenser microphone. So there you go. You've heard my lapel, which is what we started this video with. You've then gotten to hear what the Pyle condenser microphone with USB sounds like, and now you've gotten to hear what a dynamic microphone through an audio interface into the software sounds like. I leave the rest up to you. Now remember, if you like this video and like to see more of them, leave a thumbs up. Hit that little bell notification thingamajig YouTube has. And remember, if you want to support this channel, support me, use the link down below. All right, well, that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it brought some enlightenment to this particular microphone and to condensers versus dynamics overall. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.